Lynn Huber here. Also Richard is here. Today we are here for our online beauty biz. We're coming up with a name. I know there's probably not very many people online yet. Let me see if I can see how many viewers we have. Well, there's still a couple of people coming on. So we're looking at a name. We're trying to think of a name. We've got Learning with Lynn, and we've got Sunday Success Strategies. If anybody has any ideas, I would love to hear them before we finalize that name. So I got a comment, can't hear you. Is anybody else can't hear me? One thing I'd like to say, what I need to say. I can't hear you. Oh, well, apparently there's volume, so I'm sorry. Else can't hear me? Richard wants everybody to hear me.
Everybody can hear us now.
So let me just want to say we're still working on the glitch with the program I'm using that so that I can share my screen with you guys. Richard wants everybody to hear me. Everybody can hear us now. You need to completely turn your volume off, please. Okay, sorry about that. Where was I? Hi, Trina. Oh, yeah, I wanted to say we're still working with the program with the developers at Facebook so that when we're in a Facebook group, we can see your name as well as your comments. Because let me show you really quick. If I, like, for instance, Trina, you see how it doesn't have a picture or a name? It just says comment from Online Beauty Biz. So, hi, Trina. Welcome.
And Lori just came on.
And Lori. Hi, Lori. Welcome. So I'm going to go back to the agenda show. Okay, so if you make a comment, please give me your name and your comment in the comment section. Those of you who are on Facebook, you can see who it is, but I can't. And so, hi Bethany. I see Bethany is here. Anyway, so let's see what I started to say. Oh yeah, we need a name for this Sunday night broadcast. I've had a couple of suggestions: Learning with Lynn and Sunday Success Strategies. So if anybody has any ideas, I would love to hear them before we finalize the name of this thing. But tonight, we are going to talk about follow-up. Gee, you guys have all heard this from me before, right? Follow-up, follow-up, follow-up. It's the most important thing in our business, no matter what area of your business you're talking with. My good friend Teresa Paul, she says F-U. It's her favorite F-U word, follow-up. So we're going to talk about that. And today we're going to talk about, last week we talked about follow-up in relation to your customers and your order going in and making sure that, you got your orders up because you want to increase your order size to help you make more money, right? And follow-up is how you do that. Today we're going to talk about follow-up.
I think Bethany needs to check her sound. I think,
Bethany, you might want to check your sound because everybody else can hear me. So I'm sorry you can't hear me. Check and make sure you're not muted. At the bottom of the video, there might be a little thing where you can unmute it. Anyway, I hope you can get that figured out. So today we're going to talk about follow-up with prospects, with any, whether it's an Alma lead that you get or whether it's just somebody that, if you're at a show and you're doing an event and you use the drawing slips and you get their names, and if they check off that box if they want to sell Avon, or if you're just going about your day and you're handing out brochures to people and you find someone that wants to sign up to sell Avon, all of those are prospects. And so you can, I have the same follow-up regardless of where they came from. If it's an Avon Alma lead or if it's a prospect you picked up yourself, the follow-up process is the same. So we're going to go, let me add to my broadcast. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And I'm going to hide that. Okay, so now you can see my screen. So we're on Online Beauty Biz. This is my training blog, goes along with this Facebook group. And I provide training for my team here and training for everybody in Avon who wants help. Anybody is welcome here. So this training is here. If you've never been to my website before, onlinebeautybiz.com, be sure to click, put your information in here to sign up today, because then you'll get notified of my blog posts, and which are 3 times a week. I do 3 training posts a week, and also you'll get you'll be able to download a pack of my best recruiting flyers and labels. So you might want to do that if you haven't already. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this search button here. On the far right side, it says search for, and if you are on a phone, it shows it all linear, and so the search button is going to be below, like there's like 6 posts or something, and then the search button is going to be below that if you're on a phone. But if you're on a computer, search, and we're going to search for follow-up, maybe. Don't know why my keyboard is having a problem for some reason today. Let's try that. Okay, follow up. So we're going to search for follow-up. And so the one that I'm going to go on is how to follow up work and convert Avon Alma leads. I wrote this originally for Alma leads, but as I said, this is good whether you got them in a booth, whether they filled out a form and gave it to you, whether you talked to them, you talked to the cashier at the grocery store. This will work for all of them. It doesn't matter. This is the same process. So one thing before we get started, when I get a lead, especially a lead from Alma, or if it's a lead from a grocery store or whatever, I contact them as soon as possible. So if I just talk to them in the grocery store, I probably won't make the first phone call, but I will do all of the other things, unless I told them I would call them. Okay, so, but I'm going to walk you through the leads. So I contact leads as soon as possible. The quickest that you can get back to them, the more likely you are to sign them up to sell Avon. If you're buying leads from Alma, I purchased the premium leads. They're not cheap. They're $10 each, but I found they're worth spending the money on. And I've tried the $5 leads. I haven't done well with them, but I have been talking to some other reps who are saying that they're buying both the $10 and the $5 now, because the $10 are hard to get. There's just not that many leads out there. And so the $5 leads gives them more people to talk to. And I've had talked to some reps that are saying that, yes, some of those are converting too. So it might be worth it for you. So when I get a lead, and like I said, even if this is a person I got from a show or an event, or as I go about my day, I do all of these 4 things. I call them, I text them, I email them, and then I send a postcard. And how much you do is up to you, but I strongly suggest you at least call, text, and email them. The postcard is an additional thing, and it's actually very effective. It works really well for me, and I use send-out cards for that. You don't have to. My link is on here if you want to click, and you can sign up for a send out cards account. You don't have to. You can go to Vistaprint, Town and Country, or you can print your own. But trust me, sending a postcard makes a huge difference. It's very effective. People get it in the mail. People don't get a lot of junk mail so much anymore. They get a lot of junk email. So people are more likely to read what they get in the mail. So somebody else said hello. I'm not sure who that is.
Diana Vavro. Hi, Diana.
Diana, welcome. Hello. So keep track of your leads. So this is really important. So some reps will print them off and they'll keep them, or they'll put them in a spreadsheet, and whatever works for you is best. I use a program called Big Contacts. I'm not necessarily saying that you need to buy that. I've been using that since well before Avon ever had anything available for us. I've been using it for years and years and years, and that's the only reason that I'm still using it. I pay for that. It's like, I don't remember. I think it's like $150 a year to be able to use that. And it just helps me keep track of my leads and what I've done. And I keep track of every conversation and when my next follow-up is due. But I'm going to show you some other alternative ways to do that so that you don't have to go out and buy something like Big Contacts. First off, Avon makes it really easy for you, but we'll talk about that. Okay, so first thing I do when I get a lead is I call them. So the majority of leads don't answer the phone. And the truth is, these days, the majority of people don't like to talk on the phone. I don't know what the percentage is. Maybe 20% of the people I call will actually answer. They don't know who I am from Adam, right? Unless they know my name or they're expecting me to call, most of the time they won't answer. Some will, and that's great. So that's why we call, but I always call. And so if I am leaving a message, then I just short and sweet, hey, this is Lynn with Avon, just giving you a quick call because you requested more information about being an Avon representative. My number is, and then also I say, give me a call. I'm also going to text you my contact information, and I'll send you an email with more information. So I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day or evening or whatever it is. Then I immediately follow up with a follow-up text. And I use a program called Shuffle. And I'm going to pull this up so you can see this. Shuffle is a virtual business card. Right now it's $10 a month. And if you get in right now, this month in June, you will be grandfathered in at that $10 a month price. So it will always be that price. The price is going up July 1st to $19.99 a month. So that's double. So if you're interested in this, I strongly suggest you try it now. Don't wait. But here's what it looks like. Here's what my virtual card looks like. And so I send them a text that links to this card. And it has me. It has, they can call me. They can text me. They can email me right from this business card. And it kind of gives a little bit about me. There's a link here to buy Avon. There's a link to start your Avon business, starter kit options, and our story. Now, you can set this up with whatever you want. And then I also have the Boss Life video here. So isn't this cool? If you want to, you can click on this and you can design your own card. And it gives you a 2-week free trial. But like I said, if you want to sign up for this, then you need to do it. It's best to do it before the end of June so you can get that $10 grandfathered price. The truth is, even at $20 a month, this is an amazing tool. It helps my business a lot. When people click on it, when I send them the text and they click on it, I get a notice that they clicked on it. I also know how many times they clicked on it. And I also set up using the same program, I set up cards like for my current campaign, which I share on Facebook. This is just an amazing program. I'm not pushing you to use this. It's just a tool for your business. It dramatically helps my business, which is why I share it. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can just send a text. But this is the tool that I use. So I send them a text and I say, hi, this is Lynn with Avon. You requested information about an Avon business or want to buy products. I'm here to help you. Here's my business card with all the links you need. And then you'll put them in your shuffle and they'll have their own custom link, which that's how you know if they viewed it or not. I wanted to show you on my business card. So like I have a link to buy Avon, which takes them to my Avon website, as you can see. I have a link to start your own Avon business, which takes them directly to my sign up. So now there's no question about whether they're going to the wrong site or whether they're putting the wrong reference code in because I already have it all locked into there. I have starter kit options. This is just a PDF that opens up that shows the starter kit options so they can view that from their phone. And then our story is a link to my story. Now, obviously, everybody would be different, but this is just a link to my story, and it talks about my history with Avon and my successes. So you can add as many buttons as you want. You can put whatever you want here. Okay, so let's go back to this my blog post here, how to work and convert with Avon leads. You can click on this virtual business card if you want to join. You can sign up with that 2-week free trial. If you decide you want it, though, make sure you do it, sign up or pay for it before the end of June so that you can get locked into that $10 price, okay? So then I also send an email, and this email says, I put their name, like, Mary, thanks for your interest in Avon. And here is the email. You can click here to download it. It's a little long, but you know what? I got this email from Lisa Wilbur. And Lisa is, the number 4 money earner with Avon. And as far as I'm concerned, success leaves clues. If this is working for her and if she's signing up a lot of people, I'm going to be using this email. So I use this email. It goes out and it basically says how you get paid and how you make money with Avon and what the requirements are. And so you can click on that. You can download that directly from this blog post. And then I have a set of steps. So I call, text, email, and send a card the minute I get the recruit. Or if I met them at the grocery store, as soon as I get home, I do that. I might not call them. I might. It depends on the conversation I had with that person. But I would either call them or not call them. I would text them, email them, and send them a card. And then the very next day, day 2, I send text number 2. And then I alternate every 7 days with email number 2, and then text number 3, and then email number 3, and then text number 4. And then I kind of spread it out to every 2 weeks with email number 4, and then text number 5. So I have a very specific system. And you can download all of my scripts right here. And so I'm going to open this up in Word. So text number 1 is sent as soon as I receive the lead. And this is my text. And then text number 2, text number 3, And then here's the emails. Email number 1, email number 2, email number 3. Now, the key here is not to be attached to the outcome. The key is do your follow-ups. Like I said, every week, every 7 days, I send them either a text or an email, or I send them a card. The key is not to be attached to whether they sign up or not. The key is to be attached to you doing the follow-up. And if you do that, and if you just go every day and say, these are the people I need to follow up with, and you do those follow-ups and you don't worry about what kind of response you get back from them, over time, you will bring in a ton of people. Because the idea is not to get all freaked out about, am I texting them too much? Am I emailing them too much? It's just follow the system. So it is, day 1, all 3, or text, email, or call, text, email, send a card. Day 2, send text number 2. Text number 2 just says, hey, I'm excited. Let's get you signed up, right? It's in here. So text number 2. Oh, well, I switched these. Text number 3 is the one I use now for text number 2, and it says, let's get you signed up today. And then I use text number 2 as text number 3. So, you have a little bit of flexibility with this. The idea is just create a system and stick to it. That's the most important thing, so that these people are getting regular correspondence with you. So once you get to text number 4, then I would go 2 weeks before I would email number 4, and then 2 weeks before I would text number 5, 2 weeks before I would email number 5, and then I might go to 3 weeks. And then I would do that for a couple of months, and then I would go to 4 weeks. And then it's like every month they get something from me. And I might deviate from this. I might send a text that says, hey, the holidays are here. People love to shop. Why not let them shop from you? Or, I make this up, right? And I would do it, and then I would just squeeze it in. So if they're due for text number 3 right now, but it's the holidays, then I might send them a text about the holidays. This is the best time to get started. And then the next one I send would be text number 3. So you kind of have to do a little bit about what's going on. Maybe Avon has an appointment kit rebate going on. So you might want to text them about that, or you might want whatever Avon specials they are. So just squeeze it in between what's already here and then move that next follow-up to the next one. So I hope that makes sense.
Can I say something real quick? As I think a lot of people are maybe glassy-eyed like me, where you've heard a lot of information, you don't really know what to do. But keep in mind, when you're first starting out, you don't have 25 people to send this to in the first day. You have one person, maybe in a week. So just get a system going. Go in, start using this, like Lynn said. Start using it. And over a period of a month or two, when you have one person a week, and then maybe one person every 2 weeks or whatever, but you start getting a system going, you get used to doing it, and it's not as scary as it seems like right now looking at it.
Also, I know I'm going through it, and right now your eyes are glassing over, and you're like, what? But it's all right here. It's all right here. So go to my blog, go to Online Beauty Biz, search for follow-up, pull up the how to follow-up work and convert Avon Alma leads, and everything is here. So you don't have to know it all. And like Richard said, you only need to know the first follow-up. What do I do? Okay, then the second one. Then you're going to schedule that second one. And what do I do with that? And then you're going to schedule the third one. So those are the steps I go through, and you stay on it. I have people that I have had, I've been following up with for a year and a half, and then all of a sudden they sign up. So the key is just stay on it. After you get to where it's every 4 weeks, you're just sending them you're alternating text and email every 4 weeks. And I don't have, if you go back and you look at that Word doc, I don't have enough to go out that far. But you can figure out, what am I going to do this time? Or you can resend text number 2 or resend text number 3. Just change it up a little bit so that, you're doing something. But even if it takes 10 years, you're going to contact them every month. The key is not to worry about, am I contacting them too much? They'll tell you if you are. And if not, they may be just ignoring your text because right now might not be the right time for them. But then all of a sudden one day, the right time is now.
9 months later.
And they're going to get your text and boom, they're going to sign up.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't give up on that. So I want to take you to, I want to show you a couple of ways that we follow up. If you qualify for Avon Alma leads, I'm not actually going to go into my Alma leads because there's a lot of private confidential information in there because all my leads are in there. So I'm just going to show it to you here. I did a couple of print screens. Mm-hmm. So if you qualify for Avon Alma, and in order to qualify to purchase leads, you need to be a bronze ambassador, which means you have at least 3 people on your team and that your team sales are $1,000. You have to have a minimum of 2 personal recruits within a rolling 3 campaign time frame. So you have to, even if you're a bronze ambassador, you have to be signing people up in order to qualify for Alma leads. And then once you qualify, you can buy leads, and they show up here in this. This is in Alma. And like, right, if I have any unopened, that means I haven't looked on them yet. Follow-ups due, etc. But if you're eligible for Alma, you can actually sign up for Alma if you just are a star promoter, if you just have 2 people on your team. So even if you can't buy leads, you can still sign up and use this Alma program. And the reason why I'm suggesting you use this is Avon gives you everything you need here. So you can add a new lead manually. So that means if you talk to the cashier at the grocery store and she says, oh yeah, I'd like to sell Avon, you add her in here and you can log all of your conversations, all of your texts, all of your emails, and then you can follow up with them. So the way this works with Alma is that I didn't put it all in here. I mean, you actually can click on the lead and you can say text number 1 or email number 2 or whatever you did so that you actually have a tracking of it. I didn't do a print screen of all that. But what you would do is you would go into Alma and you would say follow-ups due. So you click on follow-ups due up at the top. And if there was follow-ups due today, it would say leads with follow-ups due in, I think, within the next 6 hours or within the next 24 hours. I don't have any due because I've already done all mine, but these are due tomorrow over for 24 hours. So they literally, you could just, their name is here. You could click on follow-up. And then once you're in, you could, I should have done print screen of that, I'm sorry. But those of you that know Alma would know this. And it's actually really easy. So even if you don't know Alma and you get in, you'll be able to figure this out. So you click on follow-up. And then what you want to choose is manual. And you want to, like, it says, how did you follow up? Text, email, other, phone call, whatever. So you choose how you followed up. And then just make a note of what happened. Okay, you sent email number 1, or you called them. They want you to check back in a week or whatever. You just make a note of that, and then you schedule the next follow-up. So you would schedule the next follow-up. So like if you just got a new lead today, you would go in here. You would, even if it's not an Alma lead, you would put them in, put all their contact information in, and then you would say manual. And the reason you say manual is because if you say email, it opens up your email, and it's just easier to, in my mind, it's easier to say manual and say you email them. So I would say manual, text number 1, and then manual, email number 1, and then tomorrow, then you'd set a follow-up for tomorrow, and then tomorrow you would go back and in your follow-ups due, and it would now be there that it was due again. So now you know that you've sent email number 1 and you've sent email number 2. So now you need to send text number 2, right? So now you send text number 2 and you log it. This is using Alma to do this. If you are not on Alma, that's okay, because I'm going to show you another way to do this without Alma. But if you're on Alma, this is the absolute easiest way to do it because it keeps track of all of your follow-ups. And when the next follow-up is due, you just go to follow-up due like every morning, and boom, 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 you need to follow up with these people, okay? So let's see. Okay, so hello. Looks like we don't have any real comments or questions yet. So now I'm going to show you another way to follow up if you don't have a follow-up program. Like I said, I use Big Contacts, but another way you can do it is your email account. So this is my Gmail. This is not a Gmail account that I use, so there's not much in here, but it's which is great because now I can show you how to do things. So if you have Gmail, you can set up all of your follow-up in here. So what you can do is you can go in and you have your calendar, and you can go to your contacts, which is up here, and contacts. And look at that, I have some contacts in here. Neil Diamond, Paul McCartney, and Richard Hubert.
Hey, I'm famous too.
So we go here, we go to your calendar. Now look at this. I created an event in here calls follow-ups that's due on Tuesday. So say today's Tuesday. I would just go in here and I would click on follow-ups and look at that. I need to follow up with Richard, Paul, and Neil. It's all in here. That's who I need to follow up with. So I would go to, let's start with Richard. Oh, I see that and then there's a notes section in your contacts. When you're creating your contacts, there's a notes section. Now because this isn't a real account, I just threw stuff in here. This is not his email address. Normally you would have their phone number, their address if you have it, their email address, all of their contact information. But in the notes, I could see that, on 6/11, I got a lead from him. I called him, I left a voicemail. I sent text number 1, email number 1, and card number 1. And then on the 12th, which was the next day, I sent text number 2. And then a week later, on the 19th, I sent email number 2. So now my next task right now would be text number 3. So I would go and I would text him. And then I would come in here and I would edit my contact. And I would say 0626 text number 3 and save it. So you see how I now have a record of everything I've done? Now I want to email him a week from now. So today's the 26th. A week from now, or Tuesday, we're pretending like today's the 26th. So a week from now would be July 3rd. So we would go to your calendar and we would go to July 3rd and we would create an event called follow-ups and more options. And I would say Richard Huber. Save. So see now on the 3rd, I have an event called follow-ups, and I could go in there and I could say, I need to follow up with Richard Huber. So if I go back now today, I did the first one. So the second one would be Paul McCartney. So I go to Paul, and I see that, I've done text. I called. I got a lead. I called him, no answer. So I texted him, emailed him, and sent him a card. And I did text number 2. So now I need to send email number 2. So now
should have sent him a birthday greeting on the 18th because it was his birthday.
Oh yeah. So now I'm going to send email number 2. So you can do that, right? You're in your contacts, so you can send him the email, copy and paste email number 2 in, send him that email, and then you're going to edit this, and you're going to say 06 26 18 email number 2, and we're going to save it so we know that we did that. So for him, we're going to send him a text number 3 on the same thing on July 3rd. So we go back here and we go to July 3rd and we edit this and we say, we need to follow up with Paul McCartney too, and save it. So let's see what else we had. We had one more person on that on the 26th that we needed to follow up with. That was Neil Diamond. So we go to Neil Diamond. Oh, look at that. We've had him for a long time. In fact, we started following up with him. We started with him in June. So now we're just kind of talking to him once a month. But I kind of went through email number 2, text number 3, email number 3. I did a holiday text, and then I did text number 4. And then I did a starter kit rebate, and I've got these different texts that I added in. The hunger block, remember, for those of you that have been around a little while, Avon had a special with if you sign up by a certain date, you get a free hunger block. So I did these texts. So now I'm going to send him text number 4. Well, I did text number 4 here. So probably I should send him text number 5. So I text him text number 5. I'm going to go in here and edit this. And I have found that it's actually easier to do the new stuff at the top so you can see it. So 6/22/18 text number 5. Okay. So for him now, he's not due for another follow-up for a month, right? So 4 weeks from the 26th would be the July 24th. So on here, I'm going to go to June, July 24th, and I'm going to say follow-ups and more options. And I'm going to say Neil Diamond. I'm going to save it. So as you can see, I have a follow-up here. Now, because I'm not using this calendar, you don't see a lot of information in here, right? But my calendar has, 20 things each day. I mean, I have a lot going on in my business, and so my calendar is really full. But if you have this here, you have these follow-ups, and there should be, as you get going and as you build your business, you'll have follow-ups every single day. So right now we just have 3, so that's why you have different dates.
That'll be just before Rep Fest too. That'd be a good time to see if he wants to. We'll have to tell him some secret things about Rep Fest afterwards.
Yeah.
What the new incentive is going to be.
Yeah. So that's how I would suggest you do follow-ups if you don't have Alma. Again, Alma makes it really easy because you can literally just go into Alma and just go into Alma and click on follow-up due, and you boom, boom, boom. You know who you need to do. And you can send the text, you can send the email, you can log it in here, and you can schedule the next follow-up. The key is always make sure you schedule that next follow-up. Know when it's going to be and schedule it. So then you don't have to beat yourself up saying, gosh, am I calling them too much? Am I emailing them too much? Because you're not worried about that. You're just worried about doing that next step. So I hope that makes sense. So let's go back here, I'm back on Online Beauty Biz and this blog post. And let's see, I add them to send out cards. You can download my scripts. Okay, so be sure to document every contact. So after I've gone through all of my follow-ups and I still haven't made touch base with them, or I still haven't signed them up, I still will send them a postcard or an email every month. And obviously, if they respond, you get the opportunity to talk to them. So if they answer the phone, or if they respond to your text or your email, then use your judgment. Say, hey, how can I help you? How can I help you get started? And if they say something like, I can't afford it, this is a Tom Schreider, Big Al Schreider thing. If they say, I can't afford it, you say, of course you can't. That's why we're talking. You don't always want to be that way, right? So let's figure out a way to help you get started. It's like you can get started for $25. So do you have any ideas? Do you have anything you can sell? Can you do a garage sale? Talk to them about different ideas about how they can come up with that $25. There's always an option too. If they sound like they're really serious, you can send them a try it kit, which means I usually send them 5 books, 5 Avon brochures, and an order book, and see if they can get orders. I found that doesn't work very well though, but it is an option. So, if somebody's really serious, if they're saying they really want to do this, they just can't come up with that $25, then give them some books and an order book and see if they can come up with $150 in orders, and then you'll sign them up. That if they come up with $150 in orders, they'll make enough money off that first order to pay their $25 and still make money on it. So that's the thought. And of course, you can edit the scripts to what fits you and your personality. There's no perfect way to do the follow-ups. The most important thing is be consistent. And don't beat yourself up if you don't want to sign up a lot of these people. Avon leads, even though they're Avon leads, even though they went to Avon and they said, I want to sell Avon, more than likely they didn't complete the process because they found out they had to pay to sign up. I mean, that's the truth. That's really what it is. Or maybe they were trying to figure out which kit they wanted. Maybe they were, didn't know. But there's a reason they didn't sign up. And so not all of them are going to sign up. And then in any sales situation, remember that 80% of all sales are made on the 5th to the 12th follow-up. That means you got to talk to them, email them, text them 12 times. And 80% of people aren't going to sign up until you've done that. So be consistent, stick with it, and you'll grow your business. So let me see. What did I forget? Okay, so the one thing I do want to point out, again, you don't need to do the shuffle, wherever it is. But if you want to, it's a good idea to do it before the end of the month so you can get locked in at the $10 price instead of the $20 price. That goes up on July 1st. If you already have a shuffle account and if you've let it lapse for whatever reason, make sure you get it reinstated before the end of June too, so that you can be locked into that $10 price. If you click on that link, you can click here and design your card, and you can design your own card, and it's automatically linked, and you'll get a 2-week free trial. Okay, but you'll need to pay for it before the end of June so that you can be locked in. So if you don't have that shuffle, then, this, I said, hi, this is Lynn with Avon. You requested, here's my business card with all the links you need. You could say, this is Lynn with Avon. You requested information about an Avon business or want to buy products. Go to my website at youravon.com/Lynn Huber, whatever your code is. And you can click on, sign up to sell Avon if you want to get more information, or you can click on, you can shop if you want to shop. Just figure out what you want to say and just say that there. Okay. So what questions do we have? Do we have any questions?
I don't see any there. I just wanted to say one thing real quick. If you're serious about leadership and you're serious about qualifying for Alma leads, we suggest that to our team members that you try to sign up one person each week. We'd love to have you do more, but if you do one person each week, that gives you 52 new people on your team in 1 year. If only half of them ordered, if only 26 of them ordered, and in order to say they did about the average of a lot of the reps, $150, that comes out to almost $4,000, which is Gold Ambassador. Or if every single person, you're exceptional, you're better than everybody else, you're exceptional, every single one of them, all 52 of them order $150 every campaign, you would be a bronze leader. And that would be awesome, because that's where you really start making the money in Avon. So, go out and get that one recruit a week. The reason for that is you need to have 2 out of every 3 campaigns. You have to have 2 recruits in 3 campaigns. Is that correct?
Yes, but you know what? Yeah. Before you say that, that's the requirements to maintain your Alma.
Yes.
But you're building a business to make money, right? Not just to make your requirements to be Alma. You're building a business to make money. So if you're doing what Richard is saying, one recruit every week, and that's 52 recruits in a year, even if only 26 of them became qualified new recruits and placed that $150 order, you'd still be in the top recruiting of all the reps all across the country. So, yeah.
It's this big number. But sometimes you have to break it down and just keep it simple. Keep it simple like that. But just grow your goals and you can make your dream.
Okay, so
I don't see any questions.
I don't see any questions. I sure hope they get this fixed so that the comments will work properly in this program. But we will be back next Sunday, July 1st, 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. So I look forward to seeing you. If you're watching live or if you're watching the replay, I hope that this information was beneficial to you.
And those of you who view it afterwards, give us an idea for a name. We're looking for names. Yeah,
we said that at the beginning of the broadcast. We've got a couple of suggestions: Learning with Lynn and Sunday Success Strategies. If you have an idea, I would love to hear it. So comment below the video. Okay, let me know what your ideas are. And if you have any questions or comments, be sure to comment below the video. And we look forward to seeing you in the Online Beauty Biz group all week. And we'll see you again live next Sunday, July 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. Have a great week, everybody.
Thank you. Great to see you all. Have a great week.
Take care.
Bye-bye.